Louis, obviously coming into another packed week now, as I suppose they're all going to be over the next month or so, but coming into it on a positive note off the back of a good win on Saturday, so I imagine the mood from the boys has been pretty good coming into the start of this morning.
Yeah, the energy has been really good this morning. The game on Saturday was a real good example of when we get the intensity right and we not just match our opposition, but we work harder than our opposition, the performance will follow and then we'll get the outcome that we want. And I think the lads know that, Saturday was a really good day for that, and it's something that we're really keen to build on.
Yeah, and obviously coming into tomorrow night, another big game at home, still a fair few home games in the league left to go for yourselves, but I think I mentioned it to Marcus on Saturday after the game, and in terms of obviously pressure naturally kind of rising as you're going in towards the end of the season with every kind of passing game and week, but are you particularly as a player really feeling that added sort of pressure much, or are you kind of purposely trying to distract yourself from it as well?
I think personally no, it's another game, and the reason why I say that is it's a bit of our mindset, and it's a bit of our kind of ethos of how we've approached the whole season in terms of the next game is the only game and it's the most important game. I think if you allow yourself to become a little bit consumed about that kind of bigger picture, it ultimately just becomes a distraction. And Saturday being a really good day and a really good performance, and the 3 points for the boys, it came from just being in the moment and being really focused on the task in hand, and not allowing our minds to run away too far away from us in terms of what's really important at that present time, which was the game and the opposition and the outcome that we desired. And it'll be the same for tomorrow night. And you can see with the boys as well that's kind of where everyone's headspace is, which is really good and really refreshing, and it just gives you that extra confidence going into the game tomorrow that we'll just tackle it as a soul game and approach it like any other.
Yeah, and on Dagenham themselves, obviously played them right at the start of the season, literally the first game away down their place, so a lot of change since you played them on both sides in terms of personnel, but also the manager in the dugout's different for Dagenham. He's only recently come in as well, got a win at Torquay at the weekend, but they're, I think off the top of my head, probably not quite out of a shout of the playoffs yet. If they put a run together, could still creep in, so still something to play for, and definitely no easy games for you now as well. For
sure. Ultimately the position that we're in, there's no easy game, but then looking ahead to Dagenham in particular, we've done our research and we've done our homework over the last couple of days, and we've presented the boys how they've set up very much more recent with the new manager going in. He seemed to have backed a few players that potentially were out of favour in the manager previous, and you can see that they've got that hunger and that real ambition to, I suppose, repay the faith that the new manager's put in them. They've brought the lad in, F. Young from Aldershot not too long ago, who's been in some real good form since the new year, since he made the switch over. But we've refined and went over the detail that we need to for tomorrow in terms of how we're going to counter that, and how we're going to get our strengths and our game plan out, and as much as we're really aware of their threats, because ultimately, like you say, they've still got a bit to play for this season. They're on the cusp of playoffs and whatnot. We know that they're a really good team. We do our homework and then we flip that mindset for the game in terms of then we try and just focus back on us. So yeah, we know it's going to be a big challenge, but we're ready and prepared, and we're focusing on us first of all.
Yeah, and availability wise for tomorrow, of course, good on Saturday to get a couple of lads back into the fold. Obviously Greg started again after he'd had a bit of a minor injury problem. Obviously Callum Whelan came back into the side after he'd been missing in the Torquay game. But in terms of longer term injuries, obviously Elliot Forbes and Owen Bailey have been working hard in the background in terms of getting themselves back fit. Obviously Will Harris has been out with illness for a little while as well. So I mean, how's everyone kind of doing at the minute ahead of tomorrow?
I think there's no real change for tomorrow's game. Elliot and Owen are getting very much closer to returning and being a possibility for selection, but that's going to be too soon for tomorrow. So they'll keep working hard. They came down over the weekend to get some extra sessions in with Chris and to be in around the group, and it was amazing in terms of the energy that they brought to the group, but also to kind of get them extra bit of work in for them. So they're a bit closer, which is really good and really exciting for them, but also for us, because we want to have as much competition for the squad and the places within it as possible, because ultimately it keeps her on their toes. But apart from that, you know, Will's still working hard, cracking away, and we just look forward to having them back sooner rather than later.